guys, welcome back to my channel, and I'm late again, but welcome to my Monday movie matinee on Tuesday. Guys, I've had a really rough time with trying to save storage space on my phone. So me and T-Mobile, oh my gosh, I've spent more time at T-Mobile. I should probably just apply for a job there. But anyway, we need to get this figured out. So I go in there and they're like, oh, I'm pretty good with Apple iPhones. Then you shouldn't be here because you guys sell Androids as well. Anyway, so let's do my movie matinee. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I'd greatly appreciate that. If you like my content, give me a thumbs up and turn your notification bell on so you never miss another upload. Getting ready to upload now and tomorrow and Friday. So if you would, please subscribe to my channel. I'd greatly appreciate it. Share me out with your friends if you would, as I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers. I only have 70, 71, 72, just depends on when either they drop off or YouTube takes them, one or the other. I've heard that they do that. So let's get to this. This is going to be a little bit, so go get a snack if you want to, and something to drink. I've got my water, and you know I'm going to need that. So I tried to do this yesterday, and my phone would not let me upload it. So I've had some issues with this. Doing this is like the third time that it's done, and it's very upsetting to me. And I had my notes. I threw my notes away, just thinking that I can go ahead and upload it. And the trash came today. So y'all, no notes. Here we go. Here's all the notes up here. And that's not always a good thing. So let's begin. The movie that I am going to talk to you about is from Netflix. It's rated PG-13. It is funny. So it's got Adam Sandler in there, and you know that Adam Sandler is just funny. I really enjoy Adam Sandler. Some people like him, some people don't. So that's okay. That's what makes the world go around, is that we're all different. So this is rated PG-13. And it takes place in Salem, Massachusetts. The name of this is Hubie Halloween. Guys, have you seen this? I don't know how many times I've seen it. I've not only went to review it and write a couple notes on it, I watched it over again because it's just hilarious and I like it. And Hocus Pocus. Those are the ones I've been watching. So this happened in Salem, Massachusetts, and Adam Sandler is Hubie. And Adam Sandler has a, let's call him Hubie because that's who he plays in the movie. So Hubie is kind of like mental retarded or just too overly smart for society. And he talks like if you had your tongue at the bottom of your jaw, like this. This is how he talks. And he talks this whole movie like this, like he's kind of off, you know. So Hubie lives with his mom. And I forgot his mom's name. But anyway, Hubie lives with his mom. And Hubie works at the deli, and he doesn't drive, so he rides his bike everywhere. So Hubie is bullied a lot, made fun of a lot, pranked on all the time. So Halloween is very important to Hubie. It's one of his favorite holidays. So his mom's kind of getting, okay, Hubie, you know, you need to stop being so scared all the time of everything and everyone. So Hubie's like, okay. So Hubie goes to work, and he's riding his bike down the street, and he's singing, hello, hello. And everybody's going dork, and they're just yelling stuff at him, just being mean and rude. He just ignores it and goes on, and on his waist, he carries a thermos bottle. Well, most people would carry coffee in it, but not Hubie. He carries soup. When he gets hungry, he just takes some soup. So he gets to the deli, and he's working, and there's a line there, and there's an older bully and his co-worker. They had probably pre-planned this joke on him, because he's like nodding his head like, okay. So he's like, hey, can I have some roast beef? And Hubie's like, we're out of roast beef. And then he's like, well, okay, then let me have some lamb right here. And he's like, we don't have any lamb. And he goes, yeah, what's that? And turns his head like there, and it's a lamb. It's a little lamb's head, and he just turns it. It's actually his co-worker with the rubber mask on. And it scared Hubie. Hubie flew back, hit the wall. Down comes the clock and breaks the clock. And everybody in there in the deli's just laughing. Joke's on Hubie again. So on the way home, he runs into these 5 kids that are having the Scream mask on. And they're like, oh, Hubie, so they start chasing him. Well, they chased him. So he ran into the back end of a car. And he flips over the car and he ends up in this yard. Happens to be his neighbor's yard. And there's some new guy there. The house was for sale and that was the new owner. And he gets out and he introduces himself. And this guy's name is Walter Lambert. And he's talking. He's like, you know what? Don't worry about it. You know, if you hear some strange noises from my house, just go about it. Don't worry about it. And he's like, well, hey, but let me give you a ride home. And he goes, don't worry about it. I live next door. And that's Hubie's house next door. And it is so decorated with Halloween stuff. Toilet paper, ghosts from the trees, pumpkins everywhere. So he goes in and he talks to his mom. And his mom's like, hey, Hubie, look at my shirt. It is really cool. I got it for 50 cents at the thrift store. Her and her friend went to this thrift store, and the shirt's white, and it's red, and it's got this little, like, looks like a medical cross on there. And underneath it, it says, boner donor. So he's like, what does that even mean? So his mom says, you know, I think it's like when you make a mistake. It's a boner donor. So Hubie thought it was when you make a mistake, then it's a boner donor. So, hello, Nola. So then he decides to go upstairs. So when he fell, there was a car across the street, and it just so happened to be Violet Valentine in the car. So Violet Valentine was a high school crush that he had had. She was also the most popular. There was like 3 or 4 different things she was nominated for. And her husband was the cop that plays in this movie. So they're now divorced, okay? So then his name is Steve, and he was the most athletic. And Hubie got nominated, I forgot, like something like most, you know, to like marry his pillow or something. And he said, I still don't get that. So he's like really into looking at his yearbook. And all of a sudden, you know, one of those inflatable dolls come up like this and starts banging on his window. And he freaks out and he's like, ah, and he takes his yearbook, chucks it out the window, breaks it, shatters the window. And his mom's like, Hubie, are you okay? What was that? And his mom's like, Mom, I'm fine. I'll take care of that. So he cleans it up, goes about his way. So then as Hubie goes to work, he's like going down the street and he's yelling, Marco, you say Polo. And he's like, Marco. And these kids say Dorco. And they're just really being mean to him. That's just how it is with Hubie. So Hubie goes about his day and then he sees Steve. So it's Halloween Eve. And they're getting ready for Halloween Day and all of these things. And Hubie just wants to try to protect everybody to make them safe. Now, there's a lot of different events that happen. But I'm going to tell you about a couple main characters. And you'll figure out why at the end of the movie. So one of the main characters was a girlfriend and boyfriend from high school. They were actually at a drive-in movie place when Hubie was supposed to be monitoring that. So the girl comes up and goes, Hubie, you got to go check this out. This is, go check this out. This is really weird. So Hubie goes over to this car and he's like, well, what do you want me to check out? And he goes, I want you to go check out that car over there. So Hubie starts walking over to this car and he gets so far and all of a sudden the car starts up and the lights turn on, just like it happened in Christine. So then the car slowly starts going, and it starts freaking Hubie out. So Hubie's running away from this car, and he runs right into a cornfield. Yeah, the cornfield's kind of freaky too, right? So it happens to be one of those kids that was teasing him that was in there, and he's sitting up on this corn stalk. His hands are gagged, his hands are tied back, his mouth is gagged, and he's like, "Woo!" And as he gets closer, Hubie's walking like this in the corn stalk. He's gone. He just comes up missing. So before the movie starts like this, and I forgot to tell you because this is important too. So the movie starts as a new security guard at the psych ward goes in there to kick a bed, say, "Hey, I'm your new security guard, and did you pee pee when you sleepy?" And he's like, "I heard you have a hard time holding it." So he's given the patient a hard time about his personal problems, right? Well, he goes to kick it, and nothing happens. So then he uncovers it, and it's Jello. This person escaped. So that reminded me to tell you guys that. So then, so he's on the loose, and when that thing was hitting the window, and Hubie threw it out there, he looked out there, and it just shows the guy that escaped just looking at Hubie's window, like it did in Jason or Freddie Myers, because Freddie Myers escaped. So anyway, it was kind of like that. So there's been some parts I think were duplicated or taken some, like some similar scenes for that. Anyway, so then, anyway, Hubie is, he's in this cornfield, and then they're missing. So now there's two people that's missing, three people. So the one that escaped, and then is one of his coworkers, and then that girl. So then the boyfriend was the one that got tied up. So there was the three, right? So the escapee, the girl, and the boy, they're missing. And now he's like, "Oh my gosh, there's three pieces, and we have three people missing. We have to go tell the mayor so the mayor can do something." So the mayor goes, so he goes and tells the mayor, and he tells Hubie, "Thank you so much for telling me." So then he tries to go tell Steve. Steve is the cop. So Steve says, "Okay, I'll tell you what, Hubie, here's what I need you to do. Tomorrow's Halloween, and I need you to be on the force, but it's got to be a secret. You can't tell nobody you work here. You can't, it's not for pay. You're not going to get paid for this, and you can't be seen here. Nobody knows you could be doing this." He's like, "Okay, but how do I tell you all my stuff?" And he's like, "Well, you just log it." "Well, where do I put my log?" asked Hubie. He goes, "Right here." And he goes to the bulletin board, and he tacks where a trash can would be. And he goes, "This is monitored 24/7. Just put all of your notes in that trash can." Right? So anyway, they go about and they do their thing, and Hubie is going to this party because he's monitoring. So he's going to this teenage party, and these people were drinking, of course, and doing stuff they shouldn't have been, and he is really mad about this. So he's and he's going to stop it. He's pretty sure he's going to stop this. So he gets into this party, and these kids are going to start ganging up on him because he, tried to stop it, and they were upset about it. And then they called him a funny name, something Jackass. It was funny. G.I. Jackass is what they called him. It was kind of funny. Told him to stop being such a G.I. Jackass and get out of here or something. Well, he's like, "Look," and he's like, "Well, otherwise I'm going to kick your ass." And they're like, "You and who?" And then he said, "Me and everybody here." So then they started attacking. He was like, "Look, Frankenstein," and he takes off. So then Hubie leaves, and he goes to start doing this other, monitoring that he was doing. So anyway, I'm going to fast forward quite a bit because there's a lot of things happen. So then he sees Violet Valentine later on, and so Violet Valentine is a waitress at a local restaurant. So he goes because one of the other kids that they think is missing is Violet's son. So actually Violet's son went trick-or-treating with a girlfriend and left the two foster kids that Violet was fostering there. So those two girls leave the house and go look for, I want to say his name was Timothy, go and look for him. So while they're going and looking for him, he decides to stop and see Violet, and then Violet refills his thermos. And Violet is kind of liking him, you know how it goes. A really pretty girl likes a pretty stupid kid, stupid boy. So he gets this thermos filled, and he talks to her a little bit, tries not to let her know that it's her son that, did tell her that there's a couple kids missing, and and so he doesn't let her know that it's one of their sons, that her son that he is missing, or he's looking for. So Hubie goes on about trying to make, do his thing, and he was told by Steve, the police, let's go try to find out. Let's ping your phone or ping this to find out who this is. Let's ping this phone. So they go on to like this area that had like a little walkway, and a car comes, and the person gets out, and it's Violet Valentine. And he's not supposed to let anybody know, and they're not supposed to, have any communication, and there's only a secret word, and their secret word is pumpkin, and they could only use it if it's dire emergency. So as soon as Violet gets out and starts walking to him, he's like, pumpkin, pumpkin. And Steve's like, really? He's not even there 15 seconds, and he's already saying pumpkin. So then they said, well, let's ping this phone and see where it is, and they pinged it. And he is sitting there trying to get all mushy with Violet, and he's like, well, I liked you since the 1st grade. And then Violet goes, well, I've liked you since kindergarten. So then they start smooching. Well, then the cop, Steve, is out there, and he's pinging the phone, and the phone shows up at his mother's house. Hold on, please. Sorry. So it shows up at his mother's house. So he's like, Mom, I'm coming. He leaves Violet there standing. The cop car's already gone. And he's running. So he gets to the house. And he sees all this stuff. And his mom. So they find his mom. And his mom was the one actually that done all this stuff, because she was so upset that everybody done that to Hubie, and Hubie always tried to help everybody. And she brought out the missing girl and the boyfriend that was tied to that little stalk. And then this other guy, he bullied at the very beginning of, and I forgot to tell you this, but he's an older bully, and he was the one that said, here, I'll take this lamb's head, him. But his dad also died, and he was at a funeral, and the grave was still open, right? And Hubie was right next to him trying to do some detective work, and he was like shoving some dirt over there, and it got on the father that was doing the reading of the funeral. And the son was the one that was just bullying him, actually said, oh, look, whatever, and pushed Hubie down in the grave where his dad was supposed to get buried. Well, his mom, who was Italian, she just starts screaming, Honey! And talking in Italian, yelling at the kid. You can only imagine what was said, right? So anyway, that guy was there too at the end of the movie with the mom. And the mom is saying, you guys ought to be ashamed of yourself. Hubie is so nice and does everything for you, and you guys treat him so bad, and now look at you. And then she's just, like trying to make them feel really bad for what they did to Hubie all this time. And they, the one bully guy had everybody calling Hubie Pubie. And you guys just got to watch this movie. It is so, so very cute and so, so funny. And there's so many things that happened I just could not possibly tell you. An hour and 25-minute movie in less than 30. So anyway, she's like, she gets out. I'm just going to use my brush. So she gets out this gas and then or a pack of matches, and she takes this gas, and she's ready to light everything on fire. She takes her matches out, and she's ready to throw the match. Nope, not today, Satan, because it's caught by Hubie's thermos. Hubie's thermos once again saves the day. So then so everybody was like, oh, Hubie, you did this for me, and Hubie, you did this, and Hubie, you're so kind. So everybody started to like Hubie then, because then they didn't want to, have the mom, freak out on him. So then they were getting ready to arrest the mom, and the mom goes, oh, look, Frankenstein, and she takes off. It's a very, very cute movie. It's very kid-oriented. Do I recommend it? Hell yeah. Would I watch it again? Hell yeah, I'd watch it again. I watched it like for the last week. Where are my notes out? I don't know. Threw them in the trash. But anyway, guys, you need to watch this if you have Netflix. I don't know if it's on Disney. I don't know if it is because it's not a Disney movie, so I doubt it would be. Again, I found it on Netflix. I don't know if it's on Prime. Go check it out, guys. Thank you so much for being here and watching. And there's more to this. There's a lot of funny events that I can't really tell you about because I'd have to sit here and tell you and narrate the whole thing. Because I so want to give you guys so much information on this, but I just can't do it. So guys, go check it out. Go watch it. If you've seen this, comment down below what you think of it. If you're going to go see it, watch it and then comment down below and let me know what you think of it. Guys, I'll see you later. Thanks for watching this. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon, very soon. Don't forget, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Turn your notification bell on so you never miss another upload, and give me thumbs up if you like my content. Tomorrow, I'll be uploading a unboxing video. Friday, I'll be doing Freaky Friday. I don't think this movie is freaky. I started to watch one, and I'll tell you about that at the beginning of it. Guys, we'll talk to you later. Bye.